Welcome, everyone. This is Coach Nicole. Welcome to today's weekly live training with roundtable breakout sessions, where we will be focusing on the courage to stay in the intuitive planning process. As you begin to arrive and enter this space, I invite you to join me in closing your eyes and placing a hand on your heart, allowing yourself to transition into this space, into your heart, and all its guidance and wisdom. Together, let's take a deep breath in and let it out. I invite you to lean in and call on the energy of this time of year of transition. Through the autumnal equinox in the Northern Hemisphere, we have Rosh Hashanah, the celebration of the new year in Judaism. It is a time of both reflection and looking ahead, of getting back on track, harnessing courage to follow your heart's guidance, to stay with it, with the intuitive planning process. Deep breath in and let it out. With that energy, allow your eyes to slowly come open, to glance around the space and see who you are sharing our Zoom classroom with today. I invite you to leave a hand on your heart if it feels supportive, and with your other hand, I invite you to click on the link that you will see in our chat, which is the RSVP link for our next intuitive planning day coming up in just 5 short weeks. On Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. We will be speaking more to this in the weeks to come. We will be letting you know everything you need to know to prepare for that. And for now, let's all take a moment to follow that link. Click to RSVP as we begin to build that energy of transitioning from your current intuitive plan to the next round of heart-led guidance. Deep breath in, and one more deep breath in, and let it out. And one last for the power of 3. Deep breath in, and let it out. Allowing everyone a moment to fill out their RSVP. Again, today we are focusing on the courage to stay in the intuitive planning process. And from here, I will turn us over to mentor Heather Dominick, our founder and leader of the highly sensitive leadership movement since 2010. She has been training highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders to have the courage to listen to and follow our heart's guidance, allowing for less effort, more impact, more income by doing things differently. Welcome, Heather.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Coach Nicole. What a gorgeous start to this week's training roundtable. So grateful. We are here, as Coach Nicole has said, for the weekly topic of the courage to stay in the intuitive planning process. There is a teaching from A Course in Miracles that says, I am determined to see things differently. A Course in Miracles, lesson 21 to be exact. I am determined to see things differently. Take a moment to write that down. I am determined to see things differently. Once you have that written down, take a moment, place a hand on your heart, maybe even take your free hand, just kind of let the palm of your hand just flow over that statement of I am determined to see things differently, or just allow your intuitive gaze to land on one word. Either the guidance of the palm of your hand and your index finger, or just your own intuitive gaze to land on one word. Take a moment to circle that word, underline that word, maybe highlight it, put some stars around it. Whatever supports you, just emphasizing the word that stands out to you. I am determined to see things differently. From here, we're going to raise our digital hands, step forward and share your word. Nothing else, no introduction, no explanation, nothing about how your cat's doing this morning. Just that one word when I call on you. Raise your digital hand, sharing that one word. Mandy.
Determined.
Jen.
Determined.
Lais.
Determined.
Tara.
Determined.
Lisa.
Fee.
Any other digital hands? Breath in and let it out. Determined. C. Miracles occur naturally as an expression of love. There is the opportunity of open heart versus closed heart. Miracles are a shift from fear to love. And where there is love, there is an opportunity for divine correction. And I'm going to invite you to write that down. Divine correction. Divine correction, a new thought pattern, a shift in perception, a miracle. When our minds are aligned with love, the heart, miracles flow naturally. When our minds are aligned with love, the heart, you have access to an entirely different type of GPS. Let's write that down. An entirely different type of GPS. Through an entirely different type of GPS, you are directed in ways that your mind alone, your head brain, not only would not actually consider, but likely would persecute you for even consider. Thoughts such as, who am I? Thoughts such as, God, what's wrong with me? Thoughts such as, this is too hard. Yet, according to the Course, A Course in Miracles, there is no separation of thought. Louise Hay shared years ago a teaching that always stayed with me. She said, like-minded people are those who are thinking the similar or same thoughts as you, not the outer images we are all projecting. That is not what like-minded means. That's socialized acceptance. You look like me, you sound like me, so I accept you because you don't frighten me. It's the secret thoughts that you have in isolation, the ones you'd be so ashamed for others to know about. Those thoughts in that moment are aligning you with others who are thinking those same secret thoughts. It's why HSPs have a strong tendency toward isolation. We don't want to be found out. The shame of if others only knew what we were really thinking, when in truth, they already do. Well, the thought might be, this is depressing, yet it doesn't need to be. It's why myself and the Business Miracles team constantly emphasize the importance of aligned community. Aligned community is immediate access to practice doing things differently. Please write that down. Practice doing things differently. I am determined to see things differently. And it's why we develop the skill of intuitive planning. It's why we engage in the courage to develop the skill of intuitive planning. Intuitive planning is an alternate route taken. Intuitive planning is an opportunity for a divine correction of thought to occur. Intuitive planning is an opportunity for a divine direction to be revealed. Write that down. Intuitive planning is an opportunity for a divine direction to be revealed. Every 4 months, every week, to lead from the power of the heart, love, a different way. When we deny love, we deflect the miracle. according to A Course in Miracles. When we when we deny love, we deflect the miracle. And I would write that down. Deflect the miracle. And let's really pause here. When we deny love, we deflect the miracle. When we deny the power of the heart, we deflect the miracle. When we deny the practice of intuitive planning, we deflect the miracle. So, the invitation of intuitive planning is to listen to your heart, the organ responsible for igniting intuition. So the invitation of intuitive planning is to listen to your heart and to take action on what you hear every 4 months, every week. Yet, there is this community trend I see all the time. Intuitive planning stops when we're on vacation. So, just the basic math then shows us vacation equals deflecting miracles, denying love. Intuitive planning stops when life gets intense, when life starts lifing. So, just the basic math shows us life intensity equals deflecting miracles, denying love. Intuitive planning stops in the weeks leading up to the next intuitive planning day. So basic math shows us upcoming change equals deflecting miracles, denying love. As HSPs, doesn't it seem like vacations, life intensity, upcoming change is when we actually need miracles the most? I am determined to see things differently. So why do we do this? In search of the answer to that question, I turned to the all-knowing one, Google, which led me in all kinds of directions, especially now that AI has a lead. And more on that and the role of ChatGPT in your business and lives coming up soon on a weekly training roundtable near you. But using my own intuitive discernment partnered with the tool of Google, because intuitive discernment is something I happen to be quite practiced at now, I was led to a resource called the NESS Center, N-E-S-S. It's a counseling center located in Louisiana, USA, a center that focuses on medicine, social work, and mental health care. I zeroed in on the NESS Center because I appreciated their explanation the most out of everything that I researched. So the explanation to why do we do this? Why do humans stop doing what they know is good for them? According to the NESS Center, humans stop doing what they know is good for them because of the allure of instant gratification, deep-seated beliefs and attitudes shaped by cultural influence, such as family of origin, schools, education, local community, because of day-to-day demands and challenges that become distractions. Also peer pressure and prioritizing conformity over what's needed for our own well-being. But here's what really captured it for me. The prospect of stepping outside our comfort zones, facing uncertainty, or confronting our limitations can trigger feelings of anxiety and resistance. As a result, people sabotage their own efforts or remain stuck in familiar patterns, even when they know they're not serving their best interests. Let's take a breath in and let it out. So we take research such as this, and then for us as HSPs, we multiply it by 1,000 because we feel things more deeply. That is the way our nervous system is wired. And that includes sabotaging behavioral tendencies, which brings us back to intuitive planning and brings us back to courage. I am determined to see things differently. If there's any chance in shifting sabotaging behavior, especially for us as HSPs, it's through the power of the heart. I am determined to see things differently. If there's any chance in shifting sabotaging behavior, it's through the power of creating in aligned community. I am determined to see things differently. If there's any chance in shifting sabotaging behavior, it's through the power of being witnessed and held accountable weekly without judgment, including when you stray and then are invited to re-return. I am determined to see things differently. Unless you can look at every aspect of your business, leadership, life, and tell me, Heather, I am in complete bliss, then you're good. You don't need to see things differently. If you can't say that to me, then the invitation is to feed your nervous system differently. Feed your nervous system differently. Feed your nervous system differently. Our thoughts determine our energy. Our thoughts determine our attitudes. Our thoughts determine our behavior. Our thoughts determine how others perceive us, prospects, clients, colleagues, team, friends, family. Our thoughts are fed, are capable of being fed by our heart brain. Our nervous system is part of the operation of our heart brain, which feeds our thoughts to determine our energy, our attitudes, our behavior, and how others perceive us, because we are joined in like mind. When you are taking responsibility for your thoughts, choosing heart brain over head brain, you are working on the level of cause, the source, the wellspring, versus only effect, aka the formulas that are going to solve it all and absolve me of any responsibility. There's no use in trying to change the effect only. It gets you nowhere and it leaves you exhausted. Back to no change in exchange for all comfort. I am determined to see things differently. I am willing to take responsibility for my thoughts and my actions. I am willing to have the courage to practice choosing intuitive influence versus intellect only. I am willing to choose love over fear. Breath in and let it out. And I am willing to practice trading in my attack thoughts on others and myself, because that is one of our HSP shadow tendencies of being judgmental of others and judgmental of self, caught in the persecutor corner of the drama triangle. I am willing to practice trading in my attack thoughts. And I am willing to have the courage to be witnessed in it all, because no matter how much you want to try to play the game, your thoughts do not happen in isolation. So when you say, I am determined to see things differently, you are saying, I am determined to change my life, and to do it through HSP intuition, power of the heart, love. Every week is a practice period, every week. Now, here's the real key. There's no obligation here. It's just an invitation. It's completely up to you. The choice is always yours, but the invitation is there every 4 months and every week. And just to be clear, the invitation is, if you've strayed from intuitive planning, re-return. If you've strayed from posting your weekly intuitive plan to be witnessed, re-return. If you're traveling before Intuitive Planning Day, October 2025, for vacation, for business, attending the Quantum Leap Retreat, stay consistent regardless. But again, no obligation here, just an invitation. It's completely up to you. As always, the choice is yours. I am determined to see things differently. The Course, A Course in Miracles, also shares that even mild annoyance is a veil over intense fury. So if this weekly training is irritating for you, it's an even better reason to pay attention. The goal of this teaching from the Course, the goal of intuitive planning, is that we are always invited. May we each be vessels for love, in service to ourselves, in service to each other, in service to others, in service to the world. Now, I don't know about you, but take a look around. Not in here, but take a look around out there. What do you see is needed? It seems to me that collectively we are in great need of miracles. We have a greater chance of making a positive difference by joining together in aligned community, by learning to lead from the power of the heart. God, or whatever language works for you, God does not do for you what he can do through you. Intuitive planning is a weekly practice in being an instrument for healing. I am determined to see things differently. Breath in and let it out.